In this video, you're going to learn how to make your website compliant before running your Google Shopping campaigns. This is crucial to avoid getting a nasty Google Merchant Center suspension, which can take weeks to fix. So we're going to learn what is Google's risk meter and what are Google Merchant Center suspensions, as well as how to make your website compliant, such as your refunds and returns page, your contact us page, your shipping policy page, your terms and conditions page, your privacy policy page, your product page, and what to put on your footer. Below this video, you'll also find a link to download our full compliance pack. This includes all the templates that you need for each of these pages, along with a checklist so you can make sure that you're doing the right things for each of these pages to avoid getting suspended. So download that now before we go through the rest of the video. Let's go. Getting suspended is the worst. You spend all the time to set up and optimize your Google Shopping campaigns, you're getting profitable sales, and then boom, you've been suspended. Your ads stop running and you have to go through a tedious process of fixing your Google Merchant Center suspension. So why does Google suspend accounts? First, in 2011, the FTC fined Google $500 million for letting advertisers use Google to promote their scams. This was a wake-up call for Google to actively find and ban these fraudsters before they racked up more fines. Secondly, and even more important for Google, they need to keep their reputation as the world's best search engine. So, to borrow a term used by Google's own policy specialists, they give what's called a risk meter to each advertiser. This is about the risk that you pose to the visitor, to Google's reputation, and to Google legally. Google evaluates these risks based on your transparency of your business to Google and to the public. The rest of this video, we're going to talk through all your different pages and what to do to lower your risk meter and avoid getting suspended. First, let's go through one of the most important pages for lowering your risk meter, your refunds and returns page. This is the page that stipulates what happens when someone wants to return a product or get a refund. There are 5 things you must have on your returns and refunds policy page. What is your policy for returns? How is someone eligible to get a return or a refund? How do they initiate a return? The timeline for getting a return or a refund, and how the refund will be given to them. Of course, check below this video for a full template that you can use to create your own returns and refunds page. 1. What is your policy for returns? Meaning, do you accept returns or not? A lot of people don't know this, but you don't have to accept returns. This in itself is a returns policy, but you need to state that. Your policy must be applied across your entire catalog with the exception of a clearance sale, and this must be stipulated when you run that promotion. You should also include here where the shipping costs are refunded to, as well as any restocking fees. Second, how is someone eligible for a return or a refund? Meaning, in what situations do you accept returns and refunds? You can say that you only accept returns under special circumstances, such as a mistake on your end or if a product is defective. Or you can say only if they initiate the return within a limited time. Again, clearly spell this out so there's no question regarding the user's eligibility of the return. Third, how do they initiate a return? Make it clear how someone will contact you to initiate a return and provide at least 2 means of contact to initiate it. An example you could put would be contact us at returns@domainname.com or call us on 1-800-123-4567. Please include your order number and reason for return. Fourth, the timeline for a return or getting a refund. How long does it take for the customer to receive an exchanged item or their refund? Some examples that you could put here are when they first contact you to initiate the return, when they send you the tracking number of their return shipment, or when the product is received by you and inspected. And fifth, how the refund will be given. How does the customer receive their money back? Here, you might just send it back to their credit card or via PayPal. Just like with all these policies, it's really up to you. Just make it clear. Your Contact Us page is just as important as your refunds and returns page for lowering your risk meter and avoiding getting a Google Merchant Center suspension. Google looks at it simply. Legitimate businesses are easy to contact. In this section, we're going to learn the 6 things you need to have on your Contact Us page to show Google that you're a legitimate business that's easy to contact. Like with our other pages, we've created a full template and checklist that you can download below and build out this page for yourself. First, your business name. name. Google wants to know what business entity is behind the website, and if you don't provide this, they're less likely to trust you. So if your legal business name is XYZ LLC, then make sure you put this on your Contact Us page. You can also put your doing business as name on the Contact Us page if you have a legally registered trade name. Use the same name across all your Google accounts so Google never sees any variation in this data. Next, add your business address. This must be a physical location from which you operate your business. Some people try to use a PO box or a rented mailbox. Since you can't work out of a mailbox, Google instantly sees this as a red flag and they won't accept it. If Google ever suspects that you have a false physical location, you'll get an instant suspension. Next, add your business phone number. This is the phone number where customers can call your business and be serviced. What is critical is that when people call, they feel like they're reaching whoever is operating the website. This means they hear the business name when answered and they can leave a voicemail if no one answers. Just like with your business name and address, I recommend you keep this consistent across all Google services. Next, here are the 3 things that you should have on your Contact Us page to avoid getting a suspension. First is your business email. Your business support email should use a custom domain, not a service like Google, Yahoo, or Outlook. Next, add your hours of operation. This is where you let your customers know when you're available to answer their calls and reply to their emails. Something simple, such as, we operate between the hours of 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday to Friday, EST. Lastly, we have our contact expectations. Clearly state what will happen and when the user can expect for you to respond to their email or their message. Will you reply within 1 business day? That's okay. Just be upfront and let them know that they can expect an answer within that time frame. If you prefer to receive phone calls during operating hours and receive messages after operating hours, let them know. That's it for our Contact Us page. Let's now look at our shipping policy page. Your shipping policy page is the page that outlines how you ship your products to your customers. Here are the 3 critical elements for your shipping policy page: delivery zones, shipping costs, and shipping timing. Of course, check out the template below to build out your own shipping policy page, of course, editing it to match how you operate your e-commerce store. First, delivery zones. Your delivery zones are simple. Where do you and where don't you ship to? This can be entire countries or even broken down to individual states. Next, we have shipping costs. This is simply how much does it cost the customer for shipping. Examples include a flat rate for all orders, shipping based on rates provided at the checkout by the carriers themselves, shipping based on a percentage of the order cost, shipping based on product dimensions or weight. And finally, the crowd-pleasing favorite, free shipping. Just make it crystal clear what the customer can expect in terms of shipping costs. Also make sure to include any custom duties or taxes the customer may incur if they ship across borders. Lastly, we have shipping timing. This is simply how long it takes to ship the product to your customer. You should include the handling time, the transit time, and the cutoff time. The handling time is the number of days it takes to process the order before it ships. The transit time is the amount of time the product will be in transit before it arrives with the customer. The cutoff time is the time of day that the customer needs to complete their order in order to start the clock on their transit time. That's our shipping page. Let's move on to the next one. We're now looking at our privacy policy page. This tells your customers that you're going to handle their information with care. For this page, you can generally use a template, so we'll include ours down below. Download it and apply it to your own store. In summary, Google cares about these 7 factors on your privacy policy page. What information is collected from your customers? Why is this information collected? Who that information is shared with? How the information is kept secure and for how long? Which methods you use to collect it? How do people opt out or delete information gathered about them? And finally, does this all adhere to the country of sale? That's it for the privacy policy page. Let's move on to the next one. Now we have our terms and conditions page. We have a template for this page below. I recommend you go through it and apply it to your own store. Here's what Google really cares about on your terms and conditions page. 1. Defining the acceptance of the agreement. 2. Limitation of liability or disclaimers. 3. Intellectual property rights. 4. Termination. 5. Notification of changes. And 6. Contact information. Let's now jump into the product page. Our product page is where we send our Google Shopping traffic. It's crucial we make sure it's compliant to stop any suspensions that could stop our traffic or our sales. Your product page receives extra scrutiny because Google wants transparency on the product itself. We've developed a 10-point checklist that covers the mandatory elements for compliance for your product page. Here it is. You can find the checklist down below to make sure you apply this to your own page, but let's go through it right now. First, we have the title. This needs to be highly relevant to the product. Don't include promotional copy in the title such as free shipping or buy it now. And don't include emojis or random characters to try and draw attention. Next, we have our description. While it is hard for Google to know exactly what your descriptions mean, it does know when they're too short. Make sure to thoroughly describe your products as best you can. Then we'll look at the image. The image can't be of poor resolution quality. It must be at least 250 by 250 pixels in size. It shouldn't have a file size larger than 16 megabytes. It shouldn't include overlaid text. And ideally, it should only show the product itself on a white background. Okay, next, let's look at the price. Your price must be clearly shown and precisely match what's in your product feed. Any mismatch could result in an immediate disapproval of your product. Then we have our sale price. If you have a sale going on, make sure it also matches what's in your product feed. If there's a date that the sale ends, this should be clearly stated. Then we have our availability. This means whether your product is in or out of stock. Make this clear. Next, methods of payment. Somewhere on your product page, you need to outline the ways that your products can be purchased. This means what credit cards you accept and any other payment methods. Placing that information on the footer is fine as long as it's somewhere on the page. Then, an obvious one, our add to cart button. Simply, there must be a way for shoppers to complete their purchase from the product page. Next, we have our important links. Make sure on the page there are links to returns and refunds page, contact us page, shipping policy page, privacy policy page, and your terms and conditions page. We'll cover the footer in the next section, which is where we're going to add all these links. I also like to add a tab in the description that has our shipping policy and our returns and refunds policy. Lastly, on our product page, we add any pertinent information. This is anything else specific to the product that could be considered necessary to know for the customer to purchase. This includes information such as the shipping weight, if you charge by weight for your shipping, or if your product is not available for express shipping, even if other products are. If customization options add to the handling time. If your product has any legal warnings. And if there are any disclaimers required for product-specific claims you're making, such as durability or function. There's our 10-point checklist for ensuring compliance on our product page. Lastly, we have our footer. Let's get into it. We want to use our footer to the max in terms of compliance. Your perfect footer includes links to your About Us, your Contact Us page, your Returns and Refunds policy page, your shipping policy, your privacy policy, and your terms and conditions. It also includes your methods of accepted payment, as well as your business name and address. Whew! That's a thorough summary of what we need to do for our store to make sure it's compliant to avoid getting a Google Merchant Center suspension. If you want to dive into each of these pages, we've got guides on each one and I'll leave a link down below to those guides. Of course, below this video, you'll also find the template pack that has all the templates and checklists for all these pages. Now, this video is actually part of our free Google Shopping course. It's a course that's 100% free with no sign up required. It's on our website, go check it out. I'll leave a link to that below. If this video was helpful, please give it a like and let us know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.